3 signs somatic therapy might be helpful for you. 1, you're human with a body. 2, you experience emotions. And 3, you want to be proactive in your well-being and or your child's. Welcome to Glow Within. My name is Katie Connolly. I'm a neuroaffirming somatic clinical counselor, craniosacral therapist, and a few other things, and a mom to 2. Somatic, you've probably heard somatic therapy, somatic experiencing, somatic work, etc. It's become a buzzword in the last 2 to 3 years, I'd say. I've been practicing somatic work professionally for over 15 years now, and really since I've been a child, I got introduced to it accidentally, I think. But it's been such a powerful gift in my well-being, which is why I share it with educators, parents, children, anyone I can share it with, because it's an innate skill that we all have. And when we're able to tune into it, we're able to be proactive in our well-being. So you might want to check out the burnout prevention. It will speak to that a bit more. And it helps us to be preventative in our sense of safety. So it's a really important sort of self-advocacy tool. So what is somatic therapy? Like I said, it's practiced in many different ways. And I even practice it in many different ways depending on the discipline I'm practicing. So it's really using the body or working with the body, right? Not using, working with the body. So it can be incorporate breath work, movement, sound, tapping, a whole variety of practices, which is why I think there's a lot of confusion around it. If you're new to somatic work, I would strongly recommend practicing with someone who is qualified and has taken at least one course. And the reason for that being is when we're working with the body, we're really tapping into emotions and experiences, and we don't want to re-trigger ourselves. So that sort of leads into how I practice. So whenever I begin practicing with someone, sometimes, especially when I'm working with high trauma, we will spend a long time resourcing. So orienting ourselves in space and doing some of the psychoeducation before even really acquainting ourselves with some of those past experiences. So we'll focus on more positive experiences first. And I created a deck of children's yoga somatic cards, actually, to support working with children with this. So there's a few different ways that we practice. I'm going to explain in yoga, my craniosacral, and then clinical counseling, just to give you a bit of an idea. So in a yoga practice, when I'm working with adults, I'll cue into a posture as you do in a typical adult class, and I'll ask clients, where are you noticing this in your body, this sensation in your body? What is the sensation that you're noticing in your body? And just noticing that, right? Is this something that you can use to support you if it's more calming, or if there's something that maybe doesn't feel right? Is there a way that you can move, or can you bring some breath into it to help release it? Breath is really powerful because when it's the lungs are connected to the vagus nerve, which is a craniosacral nerve, and so when we're able to breathe deeply, messages, neurotransmitters go via the vagus nerve to our brain saying, hey, I'm in a calm, safe space. Let's keep this this calm energy going. So more messages come from our body, 80% come from our body to our brain rather than the other way around. So we can really use our body as a powerful tool to really influence our well-being. That being said, self-care practices are not going to completely take care of everything. Sometimes we need to do major realignment and overhaul in what our life looks like, sort of from a structural perspective as well. So if you take a peek at preventing burnout, or you can comment me and I have my guide, that guides you through a bit more of this. Back to somatic. So with children, and like I mentioned in my deck, there's 2 ways of practicing it. it can be similar to how we practice with adults, so guiding through form first. With children and adults, form does not need to be perfect. That's not the purpose for me. Integrity of the form, yes, might be important, especially for holding it for a while. But for me, it's really, as a somatic therapist, about what we're noticing in our body and that connection to that interoception. So with children, maybe they're in a down dog. Okay, what are you noticing in your body? Where are you noticing sensation? If it's a comfortable sensation, maybe you can take this off the mat with you and use it to help you calm before bed. If something feels kind of funny, how can we move through it? Use our voice, breathe to help sort of start to shift and find some ease in the body. If a child is upset, for example, we can ask them, Johnny, what are you noticing in your body? So rather than going to the emotion first, we're working with the body. And you can watch Name It to Tame It, my video on that, or Debunking It if you want to learn more about this. What are we noticing in the body? Is there an area that feels tight maybe? Is there, how's your breath? What does it feel like? And so giving them a bit of a drop-down menu. Are you feeling hot? Is there a color associated with this? How can we move through this together? Would it help to go outside for a run? Would it help to make like stomping and growling noises like a dinosaur, right? So a little more playful. Doesn't mean adults can't use this too. I think as adults, we actually need more play in our life. So our children really do offer us a beautiful opportunity to engage in that. In my craniosacral practice, it's usually more intuitive. Sometimes I'm talking with clients, sometimes not, but I tap into the body and we work to release it. In a clinical counseling practice, again, which is no touch, just like the yoga, obviously, I'm cueing clients after resourcing them. So helping them to, just find tools for themselves to tap into their body. So first, like I mentioned, in kind of easy ways, to develop those interoceptive cues. And then maybe it comes about when we're doing art, because I do some art therapy, or when we're talking about different things. So I'll invite clients to pause. What are you noticing in your body? What are you noticing in your breath? Maybe we'll lean into that experience. Maybe we'll step back, notice the support in our body, and just witness the experience before leaning in again, depending on where the client's at and what the concern is. So there's lots of different ways to practice somatic work. Like I said, please make sure that you're practicing with someone who is qualified to support you. So important. I have lots of tools to support you. Comment me and I can send you a link with all sorts of tools. But yeah, it's really a very, very powerful tool. It's an innate gift we all have. We've become detached from it for many reasons, largely trauma, and it's being overridden. And this happens all the time, particularly with neurodiverse clients. So please, being here in this neurodivergent community, share these tools, practice these tools, ask for help. I'm here. This is one of the greatest gifts that we can give children. I was a benefactor, a recipient of that, and I can't tell you how much this has been such a gift in my life. And so that's why I'm so passionate about sharing it with other educators, individuals, families, and children. So please reach out, enjoy watching some of the other videos that dive more into different aspects of this, and I look forward to connecting with you.